And he called Moses to come up. I mean, you get these gods in Peru and other places, even today. People go up to the mountain to counter the thundering deities up there. And thunder frightened people, and particularly places where thunder was going on all of the time and lightning. You ever seen big mountains which have clouds around them all the time and there's thunder and lightning going on up there? It's kind of like, ooh, it's spooky. Haven't you seen that? Yeah. I saw that in eastern Anatolia, what's called Mount Ararat. It's got, it's got a cloud on top of it. It's like it's a big volcanic cone, really. And you see the lightning up there, and the clouds are kind of, whoa! It's really spooky. It's really spooky. So I'm sure if you were an ancient person, had no understanding of any of the forces of nature or how things were caused or what the reason for things were, I mean, you'd immediately think all the things we're reading here in these books. We unfortunately live in a more prosaic time when things have more natural explanations, so we're not as imaginative as these people. And these people had vivid imagination, so they could fill in the blanks from their imagination because they had to. But we have physics giving us formulas, so we don't bother filling in the blanks anymore. So the priests, the men who approached Yahweh, line 32, these had to purify themselves to be consecrated. Everything's going on. Bring Aaron with you, line 24. Do not allow the priests to go beyond the bounds set up by Yahweh. These are all holy people. So Moses went down and spoke to them. There's a lot of fracturing of the text here. I wouldn't be able to follow all. This is Yahweh. The next thing, line chapter 20, is Elohist again. And it's spliced in here. And it doesn't really follow the other, but anyway, here's the commandments and so on. The people are supposed to all come together, but the next thing we know, we have God and Moses talking to each other. I think he's up on the mountain again, isn't he? Chapter 20, I don't think it follows, but you can check on it. You shall know the God before me. I'm a jealous God. I punish, faults into the several generations, but I show kindness to the thousands who love me and keep my commandments. So there's no heaven and hell here. There's no afterlife. There's no, idea of this, that you'll be resurrected and you'll enjoy, thing. It's punishment in this world, either you or your generations after you, or blessings in this world, either you or your generations after you. There's not an inkling of any kind of, resurrection of the dead at this point in the Old Testament. If you can see it, let me know. But you'll begin to see it in Psalms, or people read it into Psalms. But the first real statement is in the book of Daniel, very late. And also the Maccabee books, Maccabees too, but which is not even in the Hebrew Bible. But other than that, Job is not aware of the doctrine of resurrection of the dead. If he was aware of the doctrine of resurrection of the dead, he wouldn't have a problem, because he said, well, he doesn't understand why the innocent suffer. Well, the answer is, don't worry. After you be resurrected, you're going to be rewarded. Why do little children suffer? There's no answer in Job, because he doesn't have one. Because he doesn't know the doctrine of the resurrection of the dead. That doesn't mean people didn't know the doctrine of the resurrection of the dead. The Egyptians were at least celebrating resurrection through the Osiris cult and other religious activities of that kind for the upper classes, the pharaohs. I don't know what the common people got in Egypt. I really have no idea. But the pharaohs, at least, were supposed to go on some sort of solar journey of resurrection anyway, if not the other people. So it isn't as if the doctrine was unknown, but the Hebrews did not import that particular doctrine in these documents at this point. And if you see any indication of it, let me know. No, the thing is that those who keep, I will show kindness to the thousands, over time. Notice line 11, in 6 days the God made heavens and earth. It knows the creation story. And then more of the Ten Commandments that we all know. And then there was great thunder and lightning. And come, speak to us yourself. Don't let God speak to us. And don't worry, God's just testing you. So the people kept their distance while Moses approached. Maybe God is speaking to the people here. Okay. So now, you see I've spoken, okay, maybe it is. You see I've spoken to them. Now, do not make gods of silver and gold to stand beside me. Of course, we're going to get the golden calf. And so on. So now we have the laws. Laws concerning slaves or servants or whatever. Homicide, blows and woundings, theft of animals, oxen, sheep, offense. This is a whole legal code. It's like someone's giving you the Constitution or the legal code of the Senate of the United States here. And if you notice, it's look, here's one. I just picked one out. I don't have time to do it all for you. Line 5 of 22. But if he has let the whole field be grazed, he must make restitution in proportion to the best crop recorded to the injured party's field or vineyard. This is a later law of an agricultural society retrospectively put back into the Sinai situation. Now, who's doing this? Probably legal specialists or priest class people. It's not, doesn't make it any less interesting. I can't do the laws, but if the laws do interest you, you can read all of that. So 3 times a year, 23:14, you will celebrate pilgrimage feasts in my honor. That's when people went up to the temple. The first is the unleavened bread. The second is the harvest, and I don't know. There are 2 harvests, is what there are. There's a late and an early and a late harvest. I think both of those are pilgrimage. Tabernacles is a late one, and Shavuot weeks is an earlier one, 50 days after Passover. I think those are the 3 pilgrimage festivals. But this has to do with temple practice now. And this also has to do with conquering the land. Look, I'm going to send an angel before you, line 20, and then line 24. I will exterminate these peoples in front of you: Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, Jebusites. You must not worship their gods. You must smash their standing stones. You're only supposed to worship me. I will spread panic ahead of you, etc. I will not drive them out in a single year. I'm going to do it slowly, little by little, line 30, because otherwise the land wouldn't produce. And for your frontiers, I fixed the Sea of Reeds, which is basically the Nile Delta, and also called the Philistine Sea,